So, season two, man, we are back at it. Holidays are over.
How'd it go for you?
It wasn't bad, man. We headed down to Nashville and dropped mom off. Got caught with that storm that moved in as I left, but headed to Georgia. It didn't wasn't too bad.
Yeah, how's Georgia? I ain't been there in a while.
It was cold the first week. It got down. I think the low was 17, 18 for Georgia. That's cold.
Were you here for the negative weather?
No, I left the day the storm moved in.
You missed it.
Yeah, I heard.
Nice and chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't bad though. Kids enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had a good time. I got to build a whole bunch of stuff that Santa dropped off for the grandkids and jungle gyms and whatnot.
Well, at least they kept you busy.
Yeah.
That's good. That's always good. So, I don't know. So what do you think this year's going to bring us?
Well, I seen a meme. It showed some firefighters holding the little trampoline that somebody jumps out of a building into.
Okay.
And it had a girl jumping out of on fire. Yeah,
no,
you seen this?
No.
Okay. The building was on fire and it said 2022, and it showed her jump out, land in the trampoline, and go into the next building that was on fire, and it said 2023. So I'm pretty sure that's somewhere around there.
I mean, you talked about like that too, and it's just like the first week of 2023, man. So much shit happened. So many people got injured or died.
Yeah.
It's just it's like, man, if that's the start of 2023, man, holy fuck.
I mean, and some of it was just like freak fucking never happened.
Oh, no.
I mean, in my 48 years of life, I have never seen a football game get suspended and then canceled.
Oh, yeah.
After it had started. Yeah. Not for weather, not for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, when the World Series happened and that earthquake happened, they just moved it to another location and kept playing, man.
Absolutely.
They didn't give a shit. Yeah. And I'm not saying that they should have played the game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying crazy shit is happening.
Same thing with the hurricane.
Yeah.
When the hurricane hit, they just played football up north.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, so it's yeah, absolutely. That guy got released to go back home though.
Today. Yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
And the sad part of this is he was a rookie, man.
Oh, I know.
He had his whole career in front of him, just excited as hell. Started that GoFundMe to raise $2,000 for his mom's organization to give away toys, and ended up with $8 million.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. I don't know. You think he's really done with football?
Well, I
don't know how the recovery's going to go.
They're saying that as long as everything checks out, he can still play. And the Bills want him back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't know if he's, I mean, you think about that. You have a heart attack. Every time you get hit, do you pat yourself and say, "Is this heaven?"
Or every time you see somebody run into you, are you gonna freak the fuck out and just lay down?
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't blame him.
Like, what the fuck? I could blame him because he continued to play.
Well, yeah.
I mean, but so what about that change of subjects? 6-year-old that brought a gun to school.
I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, I didn't hear the full story, but some 6-year-old brought a gun and shot his teacher.
Holy fuck.
So of course, everybody's freaking out about that shit. But
how did I not hear about this?
If it's a 6-year-old that brought a gun to school, it's just like, parents, it's like,
oh yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Why are you leaving your shit laying around?
I mean, that shit was crazy. I don't know if the investigation's over with on that one. But that was absolutely crazy, man.
I mean, I guess we're gonna have to get rid of knives too, because you got that guy up there in Idaho that killed
oh yeah,
like what was it, 4 people or something?
Yeah. He got arrested.
Drove his ass all the way to Pennsylvania
with his dad. Got pulled over twice on the way there.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man? But he's in custody, so
he has the funny part of it is he has a PhD in criminal justice.
I know. Well, did he have it yet? He was going to school.
He was working on the PhD.
Working towards it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
How many more? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, we can probably Google it, and there's probably even more of this happening like the first week of fucking January.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just crazy, man.
It
It's
is.
like, well, 2023 is gonna be a
I think everybody
Woo!
has kind of gave up, on the whole. I hope this year is better. I haven't had one person say I hope this year is better than last year.
that they got on the news and talked about Biden having secret documents.
That just happened
That,
yesterday.
that just happened like 2023, right?
Yep.
The first month, right? So it's just like,
For in January, first time in history, Congress couldn't elect a fucking speaker.
It's like where we headed. We don't know. We have no idea where we're headed. Well, I know where I'm headed. Into this next beer, but
Yeah.
I mean, what? I'm trying to think of what else, man.
You know,
I mean, Barbara Walters died last year, I think.
yeah, it was in December, I think.
Well, who was Gorbachev?
Gorbachev, he died towards the end of the year. November, I think it was.
Oh, was it November?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. What? No,
the Queen.
Oh, the Queen. Yeah. That was at the end of the year too, though.
So the Queen dies in 2022, and her son starts talking shit in 2023.
The youngest.
Yeah, he released his book and talking about how I don't want that privileged life.
I mean, the oldest finally took it, and he's already like 70 something, ain't he?
Yeah.
She died at almost 100, and he takes over at 70.
Yep.
I mean,
that's where all the memes came from. 70-year-old gets a job first time, job, at 70 years old.
Yeah.
I see. Some good shit, man. I seen some organization. I don't know anything about them. They were at Walmart, and they seen that there was an 82-year-old man working, and they asked him why he was working, and he said that he didn't make enough.
Child support?
No, child support. He said he still had bills he had to pay. He couldn't retire yet, so they did a GoFundMe
for this old
dude, raised enough money for him to retire.
Really?
Yeah.
And it happened?
Yeah, they just gave him the check.
What the? That is crazy.
I mean, that's some good shit for 2023.
I mean, that is some good shit for 2023. I mean,
I don't think that outweighs the supernatural that's fucking coming.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. Do you think the U.S. during 2023 will get more involved with Ukraine, or?
I don't, but I did see that. So I'm working
on sending Bradleys over there.
I know we're sending Patriots, and the European countries are sending their tanks. I seen
a picture saying that they were offloading Bradleys.
Yeah, they weren't Bradleys.
They weren't Bradleys.
They're European tanks.
Okay.
But so I'm working on an article for our blog about this whole aspect, right? So my thoughts on this is I dug into some documents that I found from when Biden was a senator.
Oh.
Okay. And this was at the beginning of the war. March 2002 is when the Congress was having their hearing. Mm-hmm. And he stated, and I quote, that everywhere he went, the NATO troops in Afghanistan, the U.S. troops, the foreign allies, all asked if America would have the stomach to see this through because of our past of.
He said that?
Yeah, that's he said. Everybody asked him that.
The same guy that pulled everybody out of Afghanistan?
It gets better. You know what his response was? Yes, because we have to. And the reason we have to is 9/11. That's what he said. Right? And then you look at the way we pull out against all of his advisors saying not to do it. We
didn't even pull out. We just left.
Yeah. No, we did. No notice. We just shut the gates and started loading up equipment and left.
Gave him everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it makes me kind of wonder, right? If countries like China has succeeded and we just haven't got the memo yet. They didn't have to go to war and take over this country. But what if you could bankrupt it? to where it doesn't matter how much land we have, we couldn't do anything if we wanted to.
Do it with it, yeah. I don't know.
You know, so it makes me wonder if this Ukraine shit wasn't part of, let's get the, you know how they have the penny slot machines right by the door so they can get the last penny as you're walking out.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's Ukraine for America. Let's throw one more war. We ain't got enough money or the ability to send troops, but let's get that last little oomph of money so they can donate it to Ukraine to stop this war. You know, and it just makes you wonder, because you look at everything that's happening. You know, and I didn't, you know, those documents, that was actual recordings from that congressional session.
He wasn't a senator.
He was a senator at that time.
He was a senator.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, okay. All right. I thought it was something else. I
Nope.
didn't know he was a senator. Okay.
No, because when it happened, Bush was in office.
Okay. That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was in 2002.
That's what they found in his closet?
No.
Oh.
That's what I found online,
Oh.
and I just thought it was.
So what's the secret documents they found?
They haven't released what they.
But he was
a vice president.
Vice president then. Okay, I'm getting them both mixed up.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
He was a vice president, and again, you know, nothing is going to come of this. Nothing's going to come of the Trump stuff. It's going to all just go away. You know, I do think something will come of his son. It will not. I don't think the blowback will go back to him.
The crack pipe wasn't
Yeah.
enough.
No,
It wasn't enough.
no. The computer. They're trying to tie the computer.
Legalizing crack.
No, he was working on deals with China and Ukraine.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden was taking the kickbacks for making sure that
Was he like an arms dealer
I don't know what the
or
business was.
crack dealer,
It was probably crack.
or is that where he was getting his crack?
But you know, you speaking on that last topic, you speaking about drugs. Think about this.
Oh shit.
You know, if you were Al Qaeda or something like that, and in our southern border right now, you're taking out future soldiers by fentanyl and everything else that you're giving to teenagers.
Oh, speaking of, man, can I change subject?
Yeah.
No, let's stay on drugs though.
Okay.
They got Chapo's kid.
Did they?
Like, remember last time they got Chapo's kid, and they just they knew where every political official lived, and they went and fucking just held their family as ransom until they released him. Well, I don't know what happened this time, how many was involved, but they ended up killing like 30 people. The cartel did. They killed like 30 people, and the next thing you know, they had the National Guard on standby, everything right there at Juarez, and
No shit.
yeah, I was expecting to get back on the news saying no, they released him back to the cartel. They kept him. So I don't know if he's going to be expedited and get a cell next to his dad or something, or what. But it's just like, I was surprised. I was trying to follow that shit. I was just like, yeah, just like next time they're all like, hey, let's go. Oh, we're on a killing spree. Let's go.
Yeah.
But no, they got him.
I was listening to that podcast with the guy that flew for his dad.
For Chapo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hauling coke
Uh-huh.
and shit out. He flew. He was part of the that show Made in America
Uh-huh.
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise played Benny. He worked with Benny.
Okay. All right. There was Young, what was his name? Joe Young or some shit. Oh man, I sent him an email like fucking 4 months ago. And he flew for fucking Escobar. I was like, fucking man, let me try to get this dude on here.
Yeah.
He got released from prison already? Let's talk to this old motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just like but he never replied back. Thank you, Mr. Young. So
yeah, I've sent out like, dude, probably a fucking 50
Well, I know
something
old
invites.
Spoon's working on somebody that
He
just
is?
came back from Ukraine.
And he responded. He's
He
got
said no.
no, he's trying, he has to get clear. So
Yeah, it's
Tunnels
gotta
for
be clear what he
Towers,
can say.
well, Tunnel for Towers hasn't done a press release about the mission, and I guess they're the
He
ones
was with Tunnels for Towers.
I believe they backed the organization that went on that.
Oh,
So because they haven't done a
here's what
press
you can
release,
say.
yeah. So he has to get with them to find out what all he can talk about,
Okay,
if anything at all.
we still got that one dude, man, that was Vietnam that we can knock on his door. He lives in Raleigh.
If he's around, I heard he
mean,
does a lot of book
I
tours.
want to ask him why he wrote that book in such big ass font. That's what I want to know. Does he refuse to put his reading glasses on or something?
He
That's
got-
a big ass font.
He got halfway through and realized caps was on.
Or did he do that to make it look like it was a huge book and it really wasn't, because the font is, dude, it's like a 24. It's just like when I first opened it, I was like, I don't need my glasses for this shit, man.
So I've been talking with a guy, and I've even shared a few of his blogs. He writes about the Vietnam War. He was there.
That's good, because it's hard to, I mean, it's easy to find. Most of Vietnam, well, since you bring it up, most of Vietnam guys are homeless. I mean,
So-
if you look at the stats, most of them you run into, I mean, they're older than us,
Yeah.
right? They're older than us, and they're living on the streets, and you know, I mean, they're almost all. So we bring this up. So fuck, man, I can't remember what the place is called. It's right here in Raleigh. My boy had practice during the holiday. Well, during the holidays, the schools are closed, so you can't practice at the schools. So there was this church that actually agreed to let us practice at their basketball court. Right across there is a shelter. And so, of course, I go to the practice, and there's no, nowhere to sit. It's all standing room and shit. So I went back out to my Jeep and I sat there. And that's when I noticed the shelter across the street, right across the street. That some bitch has like a rotating door, dude. I mean, dude, people are in and out of that here in this small ass town, like fucking crazy. And you always notice like the ones coming out in the solid OD or the OD green fucking coats and shit, and you're just like, man, you know what? I need to go talk to this dude, man.
So it's again, it's kind of funny you brought that up. So I did a small little article on our blog about that, just because I was looking for stuff for Operation Glock, and I stumbled across this, right? Do you know the 2020 numbers of homeless veterans by state?
I have no idea.
644 in the state of Missouri.
Really?
Right? And I was like, man, that seems kind of high. And then I looked at Texas. Texas was 1,800. And I was like, damn, how many total homeless veterans? Now we're just talking about veterans, not people, just veterans, right? The total number was 33,000. And in the state of California was 10,800.
Well, I believe it. What was Hawaii?
Hawaii was low. The two highest states was California and Florida.
Really?
Yeah. Florida was like 2,600. And I do get the migrate towards warmer climates. So it makes sense to me that parts of Texas, California from top to bottom, basically, and Florida would have higher numbers.
So, I mean, the numbers are based on those that register as homeless too.
Yeah.
So if they did not register as homeless, then because I guarantee there's more out there than that.
Absolutely.
But if they don't go to a shelter and register, then they're on a street corner somewhere, or whatever. But I think we need to stop by the mission sometime and just ask them. It's called the Mission.
Okay.
It's right across. I mean, it's right downtown, old Raleigh right here, and we'll just go by and talk to whoever's at the front desk and see if we can get some stats about this town anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking
maybe if there's something we can do. maybe try to get some coats or something,
Could be.
socks,
Could be.
underwear, those types of things.
Because you never know too about, how many scams are going on with the people on the corners. So it's just like, yeah, really, who's homeless and who's not,
Right.
kind of thing. So
Pretty safe bet though if
I
you're in and out of
guarantee not
mission.
all the homeless people go to a shelter
No.
anywhere or a mission or anything like that. Especially, like when I was in Hawaii, those brochures you see about Waikiki, they leave out the wooded side of Waikiki. So you show up, you see all these tents in the woods, you're like, what the fuck is all this shit? Oh, they're homeless. They're living in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, well, okay.
But I mentioned this to my wife when I was at home, when I was in Jessup. Jessup is a small little town. And back there,
But it's
little-
got that big city Hinesville next to it.
yeah, well, there's
Big
a
city.
lot of homeless
It's
in
got a
Jessup now.
Walmart and a theater, dude.
Yeah. It does.
Like they stepped the fuck up when I was there.
You talking about Hinesville?
Oh yeah.
They even got drive-bys.
Woo! Right. They even got the when I first showed up to Stewart, it was I was looking for a house, right? So I was driving around just checking out different places and shit, different streets, different areas. And this one area I went to, just so happened, I guess dude cheated on his girl, whether wife, girlfriend, whatever. And I seen him running down the street and her run his ass over with a car. I was just like, this ain't the neighborhood I want to be in. Let's
Yeah.
go look at another one.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I could tell quickly, man, the number of homeless in Jessup's gone up. I mean, they're all living in the woods over back there by Waffle House and that.
I think I lived outside of, I don't even know what gate there was. 6? Maybe? I don't know. The first time, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I think it's just going to get worse. I don't think anything will happen from the government. I don't think, it's going to be a deadlock, accomplish nothing all for the next 2 years. And
What do you think they're gonna start? I mean, just guessing, right? So, what do you think they're gonna start doing with gun control?
well, I just seen on the news today, Illinois just signed a ban for
Well, that's
assault.
Illinois,
I know.
man.
But it starts somewhere. One country legalizes weed and it fucking spreads through the US. One country bans assault rifles and it spreads through the US. I guarantee you there'll be more Democrat states following. Enough states follow, the pressure gets high enough, the government starts saying you're going to lose funding unless you follow suit. I mean, it could happen. I mean, it's not far-fetched because it's not the first time there's been a ban on assault rifles.
Whoa, no, absolutely. But
I've yet
It's
to
just
see what an
like-
assault rifle is, but
assault rifle, yeah.
but they banned them. Whatever they are, they banned them.
Right. Automatic rifle, assault rifle,
Basically, anything that can take a high capacity
anal
magazine.
rimming. I mean, it's just like what the fuck AR stands for.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. You can just stay the fuck away from me though. I ain't got none.
Nope.
I ain't got none.
It's a green screen. Those
Yeah,
are fake.
green screen. Yeah, see the shadow behind me? The green screen.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't see nothing good. I mean, looking, I was talking to you earlier about my rent situation and man, 25% jump.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at buying chickens.
Yeah.
No, this dude, so we bought a big pack of eggs,
Right. $25.
Oh, the big pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like when that shit went up, I'm looking at fucking Jocelyn like, oh fuck you. I'm getting fucking birds. It's just like, fuck this shit, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the fucking price of eggs, man. I was just like, what the I'm getting a fucking milk cow too. Fucking we'll throw that shit in the backyard.
I'm telling you, but it all dwindles down to back to what we're talking about. The people that were borderline are fixing to be homeless. The people that were middle class are fixing to be poor.
Mhm.
You know, the bottom of the 1% is going to become the middle class.
So you know, I'm gonna say though real quick that you know I found another army dude,
Hmm.
and he actually I told you about him though. He worked for Fox Sports, and I found a Navy guy. He's kind of quiet, you know, so. But I found a couple dudes we could bring on for the podcast sometime.
Good.
I don't know. They live somewhere around here. I don't know.
I want this to be the year of interviews, man.
It with military guys. So I mean, so one forgot what the Navy dude. He worked on a fucking battleship. No. I'm sorry. Aircraft carrier. He worked on aircraft carrier. I got another Navy guy that worked on jets. And then the Army dude. I don't know, fucking 13 Charlie or some shit. Can't remember. But anyway, I'm trying to work it out there, throw it out there, if I could get more people to interview and shit. But I think we need to try to reach out to that dude who wrote that book though from Vietnam. It's hard, extremely hard to find anybody from World War II now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even Korea was such a small conflict.
Korea too.
It's going to be tough to find somebody that
we're gonna be like fucking accepting people from the Cold War.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? So, Rob called or texted me the other day. I was working. I felt kind of bad for him. Couldn't talk to him. And a buddy of his, one of his best buds in North Carolina, yeah, ended up ending his life. He was. I mean, I text back and forth through Facebook for a while with him and shit, but he sounded pretty bad.
Yeah, I've been, there's been a couple people that's reached out to me that I've been talking to. The holiday season just brutal, man. When you already feel alone, and then you add that on top of it,
right?
Plus 2021 and 2022's worth of fucking bullshit on top of your shoulders. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
I'm trying to find another message. So a couple people reached out, and I guess they were friends of you, didn't know I was doing the podcast with you, and then all of a sudden they figured it out, right? And there's two of them. Jackie something. She used to work in the oiler room for me.
Okay.
And she got out on medical. She reached out. She said, I can't fucking believe you're fucking still over there in Don's with you. I was just like, shit happens, you know?
Yeah.
And she said, why am I the only one drinking all the time? And I was like, well, it's kind of one drunk in the gun room sometimes.
Yeah.
And I forgot who the other one was. I don't know what they fucking messaged me through. But yeah, no, right.
She's really watching this shit then.
So she was friends with you. So every time you put it on your page, she said she would check it out. Well, once she started the podcast, she said she couldn't stop until the end. And then she shot me a message the other day saying, well, what the hell, where's season 2 at? Kind of thing. This year, it was in January. So she's just like, I guess she finished all so the 9 people that's listened to us, one of them's her.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, she was smart as shit.
She was. She still is. She's in the medical field now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Her and horses, man. She loved horses.
Yeah. So I think that is all that reached out to me though at least about the podcast though.
Yeah. I don't. I really don't care. If we reach one person, then it's a win.
Oh, definitely. I can't remember who the other one was. So they're in Kentucky. Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, I've definitely been thinking we need to do something this year. Last year we did something for Tunnel to Towers. This year we need to do something, and maybe finding out a little bit more about that mission here in Rolla. Do something local.
Definitely, yeah. I got some guys I know too that are around this area that have land too, so we could probably do a shootout at their place this time.
Okay.
Closer for, guys at Fort Leonard Wood, shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down, man.
So
We'll
we'll
put it
have to work
together.
on that. When did we do the shootout last time?
It
What
was
month?
about April,
March.
Yeah.
April. So we'll plan on that for March, April this year, and I think do we have enough targets for 22?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're good. So we'll do it over here closer to Rolla this time and see if it's any better than driving through that dude's fucking front yard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll swing down there next week. Go talk to somebody down at the mission and see what kind of numbers we're looking at here in Rolla.
Nothing else. Go pick them up and fucking bring them out to shoot some guns, and I'm sure we'll have Daryl or something bring some food.
Yeah, there might be a liability issue with this.
There's always a liability with us, though.
Well, I'm just saying, part of the statistics was 80% of the homeless do have mental, serious mental issues.
I mean, 80% of us veterans have mental issues.
That's what I'm referring to.
Woo! All right, we'll think about it. We'll take them to McDonald's to eat then.
Sounds much better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You don't want to take them to go shoot?
I don't want it to turn into a firefight. Somebody have a flashback from next thing we know, it's flash bangs and game on. Be a game of Risk.
All right, so McDonald's it is.
Something, we'll do something.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys be safe. Take care and stay tuned for season 2.
See ya.